Hello and welcome to a high-paced and invigorating race. This is the Koenigsegg 1-to-1, and this race location is in the Koenigsegg 1-to-1 exclusive series. Surprise, surprise, that's where most of the good-paying races are. Mine is fully upgraded, and we'll get more into costs and so forth later. Now, of course, to pull this off, we're going to have to take some high-speed cuts, and whoa! This baby is something else. It's a monster to control, but it is so well balanced. Like, it's not just a fast in a straight line. This car has got awesome grip, awesome brakes, and really good acceleration, which you'd expect. By the way, please subscribe, hit the bell, I'd really appreciate it. Now we're heading down the Mulsanne straights here, and this is the first corner. I'll tell you that I'm going with the same braking points that I pretty much use in the Ferrari F40, which is really surprising because I'm going substantially faster. By the way, this thing just looks awesome in Cockpit View. Just look at that. It's all lit up, and night race looks pretty cool. On this version, I'm on an iPhone, so this is iOS. And I'll take a lap here where I talk about my braking points. So good! One thing I've noticed driving these hypercars, you gotta watch out for that ghost nitro. Don't know if you guys remember this, but I used to talk about ghost nitro in the past, where you'd pass a car and it would get a boost for 5 seconds. Well, it was a real minor boost. This is something else. It seems like when you pass a car, it just gets off the brakes and maybe even floors it. I don't really know, but it's like when you pass the car, it gets off the brakes. I think that's what's happening. And sometimes it's inconsequential, but when you're in a car like this that's going so ridiculously fast and it has ridiculous brakes, well, the consequences of getting off those brakes are extreme. So these ghosts, now that they know they're dead, ooh, that's dangerous. Hopefully I didn't get damaged there. No cracks, I got away with it. Okay, so since these ghosts are dead, they don't care about taking us out, I guess. It takes 5 seconds for a car to disappear, and in those 5 seconds, they can do a lot of damage. Now, in the back section here, you have to add a few more braking points than you would for, an LMP1 car, or, well, I mean, the McLaren MP4X is just ridiculous to compare anything to, but... Now, to get to the perpetual point, as you know, we gotta pass 42 cars. If you don't know, well, now you do. You gotta pass 42 cars. You gotta get it done as fast as possible. And so, woo boy, driving through this, I'm sliding around a lot. The challenge of the night race like this isn't full out night. I think this is evening. Yeah, I think that's the evening. Or is it morning? Anyway, it's pretty dark. Cars suddenly just appear, especially when you're doing upwards of 430, I want to say 435 kilometers an hour. And you know what? Let's check out the specs of this car right now. I'm going to bring up some specs here. Check it out. Max speed, 467 or 290 miles an hour. 2.2 seconds acceleration. Look at the grip and brakes. It's downright shocking how balanced this car is. This was a feat of engineering. Quite an amazing car. And it is very well represented in the game. I think it's one of the best cars you can drive. Because some of the cars, like the Venom F5, is stinking fast, but it feels out of balance, as do a lot of cars like that, even some of the Bugattis. Of course, not the Bugatti Bolide, but some of the other, like the Veyron and that. It's it's really, really fast, but atrocious brakes. And okay grip, but not good enough for the amount of acceleration that you've got going on. This car, ooh, baby, it's dialed in nicely. A lot of the Koenigsegg's are, honestly, same with the Agera RS, the Jesko, just amazing cars. But this one surprises me as far as the braking points that I can use. And I don't really want to get into that much. Ooh, that was close. Until I'm past the perpetual point drag race. Okay, well, in another lap, I wouldn't be winning it. Because after you reach the perpetual point, every car is faster than a fully upgraded car. And you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see how I'll be gaining on someone, and suddenly they just start disappearing on me, driving off, like I am not as fast as I am. It's like they're in a Jesko and I'm in a 1-to-1. But hey, and one other thing about this car for me, I think this might be the first car I earned with only R$ upgrades and a lot of tricks and maneuvers. Some of my earliest videos are actually the one-on-one series. You can find them going back 5 years ago in my channel. And back then I wasn't talking in videos. I wasn't even doing much for videos. So in fact, I was just doing videos so that I could show guys on the fandom wiki how I was doing stuff. And I'm gonna have a link to the fandom wiki in the description. Images I'm using are from the fandom wiki. Great place there, great group of people there. Lots of help from me through the years. So this first cut here, you can see that like it's hard. I know about where I can go between the cars. It gets dicier as I get further along. Now, as you can see, it was getting a little bit touchy there. I was running out of time. My timer was turning red. I was down to just a couple of seconds. But when you're going almost 400 kilometers an hour, a couple of seconds really covers a lot of distance. Now check out this drag race. Oh, I did get him. Awesome. Okay. Watch on your left the first distance marker. I'm braking pretty well right at it. Okay. You'll notice that pretty well bang on. That lets me slide through this so nice. We're gonna see right around this corner. Perpetual point. It's right up there. Car after this one. Okay. Next braking point. Also the first distance marker, but I'm braking, I'd say about 2 to 3 car lengths after the distance marker, all right? It's just I don't reach as much speed on the second section of the Mulsanne straight here. And get under this guy, maybe I'll take it a little bit easy. Okay, now I wanna go far to the right, because again, I wanna shorten the track, and then slowly get over to the left. Now on your left, you're gonna start seeing braking distance markers again, just after the overhead banner. And I wanna get on the brakes pretty well the halfway point between 2 and 3, maybe about 2 1/3. Because I want to be into the throttle before the apex of that corner, just before it. And then we're powering through this really nicely. Then there's an overhead banner coming up, not this one, but there's a distance marker right before this overhead banner that I'm talking about. I want to be on the brakes right at that distance marker, no later. I don't want to go off track much here, just a little bit to increase my trajectory. Then watch on your right, not this wall, but this wall. When this wall ends, I'm on the brakes, doing that cut nicely. And then we're going to take one slight hand corner, then another slight left-hand corner, sorry. And then there's 2 distance markers. I'm going to brake right at the second distance marker and immediately start turning right. See that? Start turning right a bit here, back into the throttle. Ooh, running low on time again. This often happens right when you're catching the perpetual point, but I got to be aggressive and careful at the same time. I'm going to run out of time again. You're going to see that I'm only going to have like a couple of seconds left here at a point, but I know what's coming up in this chicane. It's going to be a bunch of cars. I actually have to nail the brakes. Get through this nicely. And now I'm set up. Now I'm really nicely set up. I can actually relax a bit. It's going to get a little bit easier at this point, as long as I can navigate the traffic, all right? That's the tricky part, is navigating all the traffic. So this is my first lap fully into the perpetual point, and take a look at how close the cars are. Ooh, another Ghost Nitro guy almost took me out. Man, you got to be aware of it. Let's see if I can do an inside pass here. I don't know. Okay, watch the drag race. See, we're equal. Now watch what starts to happen. He starts to pull away. Isn't that interesting? See, that's what I was talking about. He's got more speed than I do. Now, I've got to watch my braking points. This is my 3rd try doing this. The first 2 tries, I caught the perpetual point, but then ran out of time. This is my first time fully driving in the perpetual point. And what's interesting is, as the cars get closer and closer together, they actually start slowing down a bit. And so I've got to adjust for that. I haven't done a lot of trials here. But this is pretty good. So for now, I'm keeping the same braking points. There, that was beautiful. And oh, I got on the throttle a little bit too early there, so he's going to get away on me. But I've got 72 seconds on the clock. At this point, passing one more car is all that's necessary to get to the next lap. But I got to keep going. I want to get these cars stacked up more just to see how close can I get this traffic. I'm curious. Now check this out. Into the throttle a little bit after the apex, just because I don't want to smack him again. Drag race. But he's pulling away. And no, it's not that I'm damaged. You can try it for yourself and see. This is what happens after the perpetual point. The cars are programmed to be better than our cars. Nothing you can do about it. He obviously has more acceleration, but I've got better cornering ability. Even then, though, you gotta take cuts to keep this going. Did I get 2? Nice. 45 seconds on the clock. I don't have to pass any more cars to reach the next lap. However, I don't want to reach the next lap with almost no time left, because then you get 68 seconds each lap, and I need a full timer when I cross that start-finish line to really make it, because I'm progressively losing time. So you'll see here quite a lot of braking through here. Power through here a little bit more. Again, I'm braking more. And then I kind of just gauge this depending on how this is going to go. I've done this enough to know that here I'm going to take an inside pass, and then I'm going to slow down. Oh, a little bit catch. Okay, that's okay. And I might feather back a little bit. Yeah, so you see I'm releasing the throttle a little bit there. That's because I didn't want to catch this guy right at that point. Ooh, boy. That just takes experience, and shoot through there like a rocket. It looked like I was going straight. I was doing quite a bit of steering to stay straight. And another Ghost Nitro. Okay, I'm really close to this guy. I think I can overtake him a little bit. Yep, perfect. Watch, I'm gaining. I'm gaining. I'm gaining. I'm gaining. And it starts to equalize. And he starts to pull away. That's not right. That's just not right. But that's okay. That's the programming of the game. But that just goes to show you that this is really difficult at this point. Ooh, boy, that's a little bit of contact, but side contact with the back half of the car, not a big deal. You don't want to have contact with the front half of the car. You'll crack your windshield. And at some point, that's going to happen. I love the different views on this car at these speeds. I think I maxed out at 435 kilometers an hour here. I think that's my maximum. Oh, I'm going to take that. Oh! See, isn't that crazy how it's like he got off the brakes? Why should he be sliding out like that? So interesting. All right, so sliding along here. Not sliding along. I'm staying pretty hooked up. Nice. Okay, here I should be able to get to the throttle early. Look at that. See, before the apex. And again, gaining. Falling back, falling back, falling back. No damage, but I'm falling back. Okay, better switch views here. I can't do cockpit view and race very well. I love it, but I'm horrible at it. I just can't get the feel of anything. Okay, doing really good. 30 seconds on the clock. Add another 10, another 10. Oh yeah, this is nice. Sliding along, not sliding along. Sorry, I keep saying. Powering along, driving through. All right. And again, I'm going to use the second distance marker here. I love this car. We're going to get to the math as far as how much I'm earning per minute. And rather than getting into all the upgrade costs and all that, actually they were showing when I was showing the stats back there, right around the 3-minute mark. But I'll also include a link in the description that'll take you to the page for this car where you can learn everything you want to know about this car. And links are in that link to get access to series and all sorts of stuff. So again, the link will be to the fandom wiki. It's a great site. And so I'm going to take this to a certain point. We're going to figure out fame per minute. Ooh, look how closely these things are stacked up. Look at that. Wow. Ooh, sliding around. I wasn't prepared for that. They were going slower than I expected. Check this out. Again, I'm surprised I'm catching him. They drive a little bit slower in a mega group, so that means maybe I should drop back. Well, I think what I'll do is I think I'll use my regular braking point. I probably should use it a little bit later. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I can't get the trajectory. Oh, nuts. Oh, great. Big cracking sound. And cracked windshield. Oh, man. You know, I think I'm going to go back to right before the windshield cracked. This is going to sound crazy, but I want to get you accurate fame per minute. So here we're going 4 times regular speed. I cracked my windshield right around the 70 kilometer mark. So I'm going to go right after it. I'm going to go right to 70 kilometers, and I'm going to freeze the race time-wise at when that happens. So actual race time, 12 minutes, 39.5 seconds. From that, I can derive that I was getting 882 fame per minute. And that's not bad. That's pretty good. A fun race, and glad it was suggested to me. So thanks for watching. Check out some other links.